What's up, you guys? Brittany here with my husband Diego. We are both co-owners of Vibe Nutrition, and we're so grateful today to be doing a virtual yoga session with you on behalf of the Mason and giving back to you guys during this time of quarantine. I'm so grateful to not only be doing this video for you guys to do at home, but also to be giving some of you some shakes and teas as well afterwards. So let's go ahead and get started. Diego is going to be my lovely assistant today. He's going to be showing some of the modified moves, but you guys, this is beginner's yoga, so don't get stressed out. It's nothing crazy. It's a beginner's restorative yoga. So what the intention here is really to clear your mind, reconnect with your body, give your body a good stretch and some extra TLC that it may not have been getting, and yeah, just get you in a good flow, get you feeling good on this beautiful day. If you have a patio, there's no reason why you should not be out here right now to do this yoga with us. So grab your mat, grab some hydration, and let's get this flow on.
Let's go.
Take a sip before we start. Cheers. And I want you guys to come to a seat at the top of your mat. Sit how it's most comfortable for you, whether that's Indian style, whether that's legs bent out front. What I really want you to do is ground yourself here. So put your hands where they're comfortable as well, whether that's on your knees or by your sides. Nice deep breath in through your nose. Straighten that spine and breathe out. Lower those shoulders down. Maybe do a little shoulder roll here, backwards and forwards. Bring your neck, your ear to your left side to where you're getting a nice right neck stretch. And remember to breathe here. A few more breaths here. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel all that tension release. All right, we're gonna circle it out a little bit, and we're gonna do the other side, okay? So we're gonna take that right ear down to our right shoulder. And don't scrunch up your shoulder. I caught myself doing it too, so make sure your shoulders are relaxed back. Soften your face, and really feel that left side of your neck stretch. And just breathe here. Really take this time as we're warming up our bodies. Do another little circle of your neck there. Take this time to really get connected with your body. Feel it, listen to it. If you're feeling tension in certain areas, really focus during this practice to breathe into those spaces and breathe out that tension and that pent up, whatever it might be negatively that we're holding on to. So Diego's getting in some good neck circles. We'll do a couple more, and then we'll start with the rest of our bodies. All right, y'all. So let's take our right arm and just pull it over and hold it with our left. Get a nice little shoulder stretch in there. And this whole time, you guys, breathing nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. We call those cleansing breaths. And make sure that that spine is staying nice and tall. We'll do a couple more breaths here. All right, now shake them out. And now the other side. Relax those shoulders down. If you feel them creeping up to your ears, just try and relax. All right, y'all. Feeling kind of warmed up now. We're gonna go into tabletop position. So you're gonna take your hands, put them in front of you, and however it's most comfortable for you, you're gonna get onto your hands and your knees. And I'm actually gonna put my mat sideways so that you can see the side position of how to do this, okay? So this is really great for your spine, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some cat cows. These are Diego's favorite. So when you're doing the cat cow, the cow is on the inhale. So you're gonna inhale in through your nose. You're gonna lift, that's the cat. You're gonna lift your head, open your neck, and you're gonna lift the back as well. So think about pulling your head and your booty together, and it's gonna release tension in that lower back. Now, the other side of that is the cat, where you're gonna do the opposite. You're gonna round your spine, you're gonna drop your head and your neck, and you're gonna drop your booty. So it's gonna look like this. You're gonna inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. So at your own pace, just do a few of these. And with each one, you should feel more flexibility. When you're cowing, try and pull those shoulders back so you're pinching your shoulder blades. That's a nice way to open those up as well. And when you're doing your cat, try and tuck your chin into your chest. Let's do a couple more here. And last one. And exhale. All right, come back to neutral. We're gonna do one of my favorites right now. We're gonna do a thread of each arm. So take your right arm and you're going to take it through your left, go down onto that arm, and put your ear to the mat. Now, if this is enough for you, stay here for a few breaths. If you want a little bit of a counter twist, take this left arm and allow it to fall behind your back. And remember to breathe. Couple more breaths here, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, so take that left arm, put it flat by your face, and you're gonna push up off of that right shoulder and go back into tabletop. We're gonna do the other side, okay? So we're gonna left hand through, lower down onto that left side, left ear to the mat, and if you want to, you can drop that right hand around your back for a nice twist. All right, one more breath here. And we're gonna come back to tabletop. Now that we're nice and warmed up in our back, let's work on this lower body a little bit. You're gonna want to put your big toes together and bring your knees out to the sides of your mat, and you're gonna push back into child's pose. So the intention here is to open these hips up. If you can, come down to your forearms. And if you can go even further, I would suggest coming all the way down, chest to the mat, and really walking those fingers up to get the full stretch that you can get with this. So we're really just gonna take a few more breaths here. And with each inhale, try and inch your fingers up and elongate that spine. Each exhale, try and bring your chest closer to the ground and really sink into this stretch. Couple more breaths here. All right, slowly start to push yourself back up. Bring your knees back in front of you. All right, trying to think if I should move my mat back. I'm gonna stay here for now. So let's start going into our down dog, and how that looks is if you come from tabletop, you'll tuck these toes in here. Put your hands a little bit in front of you, because then you're gonna lift up your knees and then you're gonna push back. And you're gonna feel a stretch all through your hamstrings, down your calves. Nice stretch. And the goal here, you guys, is to keep your back flat. And you don't have to have your legs perfectly straight. If they're super tight, pedal them out a little bit. This always feels really good. Try and make sure that you're pushing yourself with your palms. Just feel your body here. Feel where there's tension. And let your mind work on releasing that tension. All right, you guys, I'd like you to lower down into a plank. So you're gonna come into a plank, drop those knees, drop that upper body, and you're gonna come into a cobra. So you're gonna push up on your forearms, on your hands, and really stretch that lower back. Breathing through it all. Make sure you keep your shoulders nice and down. You can let your neck back if you'd like. And if you're more comfortable here, you can do a baby cobra. That's totally fine too. Whatever's comfortable for you. All right. Come down to your forearms here. Actually come up to your hands, because what we're gonna do now is my favorite, since we're already in position for it. We're gonna do something called the pigeon. So you're gonna come up to your knees again, take this right leg and put it in front of you. Now, if this hurts, you can always modify. If you're a beginner, the closer your foot is to your hips, the less it's gonna pull on this on this quad right here and this hip. But that's the intention here with the pigeon, is the leg that is bent, getting that hip flexor to open up and really breathe. We hold a lot of tension in our joints that we don't even realize sometimes until we get into these poses. So if you're someone that's more advanced, you can go down to your forearms. And if you're really advanced, you can stretch all the way down and really get a good stretch in your spine here. I'll just lay here for a few breaths, y'all. In through your nose and out through your mouth. If you went down to your arms or your elbows, push yourself back up. We're gonna come up off of this left leg. We're gonna pull our right leg back, and then we're gonna go into a down dog, okay? you should start to feel a little more flexibility in those hamstrings. All right, we're gonna come back down to a plank position. Drop those knees. Bring that left knee up. We're gonna do the pigeon second side. Don't be surprised if you are tighter on one side than the other. I was just looking at Diego's hips, and this is definitely his tighter side. Meet your sides where they're at. It's okay if one side, it's typical for one side to be tighter or to feel tighter than the other. So breathe through it. Okay, if you get down to your forearms, push yourself back up. We're gonna do one more down dog here. Push through those hands and really straighten that back. Again, listen to your body. If you need to pump your legs a little bit, your hamstrings are still tight, do that. From here, you guys, we're gonna walk slowly our hands up to our feet. Come here. And we're gonna really lean into this forward fold. Grab either elbow and just let your upper body hang. Maybe do a little sway. Let your neck hang loose. Take your palms and put them flat on the floor if you can. If not, grab around your ankles. And when you take this next inhale, I want you to bring your hands up to your shins and straighten that back out. So we're gonna inhale. Straighten that back out. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do a few of those. Inhale up. Hands on your shins. Flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more, you guys. Inhale up. Exhale down. Roll your back up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Come up slowly. Roll out those shoulders. I'm gonna straighten my mat. And we're gonna come to the back of our mat right here, you guys. And we're gonna walk these hands back out. Slowly but surely. All the way out to a plank. And now I want you to take your right leg, your right foot, and bring it on the outside of your right hand. And just stay here for a minute. Recognize how your body's feeling. You should feel a lot of tightness here in this left side. You should also feel some tightness and maybe a little burning in this right hip as well. Now at this point, if you can, drop your knee and let that left foot lay on the mat flat. If you can, come down to your forearms. This is called a lizard pose. If this is too much, stay up on your palms like Diego is. It's a lot. And feel free at any time during this pose or any of the poses, if you find yourself hurting and it's not as much of a release anymore, feel free to readjust and breathe through it. Always, always breathe through it. So let me stop talking so we can breathe through it. One more breath here, guys. Good job. All right, if you drop down, come back up. What we're gonna do now, instead of going straight into the other leg, I wanna do a counter stretch. So you're gonna put your left foot up, curl those toes under, and you're gonna push yourself back onto this left knee. Bring your foot to a 90-degree angle in front of you. Put your hands on your hips. And what we're gonna do is find where you can kind of glide into this hip. We're gonna do a little bit of movement to kind of dust off these joints that we have. So you're wanting to slide forward onto this right knee. And if you can, bring it to the outside of your mat, towards the outside of your mat, so you're in an angle. So you're gonna be coming up, back onto this left leg. Breathe in, coming up into this right knee. Exhale back. Inhale up and over. Should feel a nice stretch here. Exhale back. Straighten this leg a little if it needs a break. Your quad might be getting some blood pumped up in it now. All right, y'all, one more in and out, and then we'll go to this next leg. Inhale, slide forward. Really feel that stretch in this left leg. Exhale back. Good job, y'all. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna reframe our foot. We're gonna push this foot off the ground, the left, and push that right foot back. Do a little down dog action. And take your time coming back to plank. We're gonna do the same thing. Take that left up to the outside of your left hand and mat. Just get a nice little stretch here. Do some breaths. Let's do a couple here. It's burning, y'all. All right, drop that right knee. Let that right foot lay. And again, you can stay right here on your palms, or you can drop it down to those forearms. Test it out if the last side was too tight, because you do have a difference in each side sometimes. So do what you can, and always feel free to go back to a lesser version if it starts to feel uncomfortable. One more breath here, you guys. And if you went down, come up with your palms slowly. Bring that foot in a little bit, that left foot, and we're gonna tuck those right toes to lean back to this right knee. And then bring that left foot in so we can do some gliders is what we'll call them, hip gliders. So you're gonna breathe in and slide up into that left leg. Exhale back onto that right knee. We'll do this a few times, you guys. Let's do one more, y'all. Okay, let's reframe that foot. And this time, you guys, just bring this left foot back, and we're actually gonna come to a seated position. So put your feet out in front of you, knees up to the sky. All right. Let's do fire log pose. So you're gonna drop that left foot down like you're gonna go into Indian style. And for those of you who can't do this, I will give you a modification. If you can, put that right leg over the left knee. The foot should be right on top of the knee. You're gonna feel a big open in this hip. How's that feel, Ben?
Good.
Good. All right, so you can stay here. Really feel that, because I know mine is already hurting. So if you don't need any more advancement, stay here and just make sure that your spine is straight. Maybe even put your hands beside your hips as reminders every time you breathe in to really elongate that spine, and then every time you breathe out to really sink those hips into the mat. So let's take a couple breaths here. And if you want to, you can always bring these hands in front of you and just do a light stretch right here. Your body will let you know, or you can always drop down to these forearms. A few more breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. If you came down, push yourself back up. And we're gonna release these legs. Come back onto your hands. We're gonna do some windshield wipers to loosen up those hips. So you're just dropping your knees from one side to the other, letting those hips release. All right. All right. We're gonna do the same on the other side. So you're gonna lay that right leg flat and put your left foot over that right knee. Get yourself situated and comfortable. And if this doesn't work for you, you can always just do a regular Indian style. You can even do this, butterfly. Put your feet together. We're gonna get to that. But if it's something that you need to modify now, you can totally do that. And we're gonna do the same thing here, you guys. Couple breaths where we're really straightening this spine and relaxing our hips into the mat. And if it serves you, bring those hands up front. Drop to your elbows if you'd like. One more deep breath in and out here. If you came down, push yourself up. Put your hands behind you. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna windshield wipe those hips. Okay. All right. Now with knees in front, we're gonna do a little twist. So again, put that left leg down. It doesn't have to be straight in front of you. It can be tucked Indian style with your heel on your thigh. You're gonna take that right foot and put it over that left quad. And you can use your right hand to keep your right leg in front of you. You're gonna take that left arm and you're gonna pull it over. Put the right hand behind you. And now here we're doing a couple of things. We're doing a back stretch. So as you're inhaling, you wanna make sure that with that right hand, you're making sure that your posture is good. And we're also pulling a little bit on this right to open up this hip furthermore. Can you tell that I love hip openers? They're my favorite. So few breaths here, you guys. Each inhale, you're bringing that spine straight. And each exhale, you're gonna try and twist a little deeper. The ideal move for this is getting it to where your chin and your head are facing over that right shoulder. Couple more breaths here. All right, you're gonna come back to the center, release that right leg, and you're gonna swap them out. Right leg down, left leg over. Take that right arm over your left knee. You can hold your thigh if you'd like, but you're gonna put that left hand behind you. Same thing, deep breaths. One more breath here, in through your nose, tall spine, out through your mouth. Okay, we'll bring it back to center. We'll release those legs. And now I want you to, I'm gonna turn around so you get two different views of this, but I want you to keep your knees where they're at and lower back onto your back. We're gonna take this right knee and we're gonna squeeze it in when we put that left leg long. Squeeze that right knee into your chest. And breathe. Now we're gonna take this right knee and we're gonna put it over our left side. There you go. Drop it over. Perfect. Perfect. And if you can't get your knee to touch, that's totally fine. Your knee doesn't have to touch. If it can, perfect. You're gonna then take your right arm and put it over to your right. Gaze to the right. One more breath here. You can then take that right knee, shift back onto your back. Right leg goes long, left knee comes to your chest for a squeeze. And same thing, we're gonna take this left knee over our right to the floor. Left arm and left gaze go to the left. And breathe. One more breath here, y'all. And then you're gonna bring that left knee back over. Bring both feet to the mat. And we are gonna squeeze these knees in. Maybe do a little roll back and forth on the mat for that lower back. And then I want you to shoot both feet up and hold waterfall pose. If you can't do this comfortably, you can always find a wall in your house. Same thing, you'll wedge yourself up to it and keep those legs straight. And this is gonna help a lot with that lower back. Remember to breathe, you guys. And it's okay to be shaky. We're both shaky. One more breath. And as you exhale, I want you to open those knees up to your sides. Grab the bottom of your feet or maybe your ankles. And we're gonna do a happy baby. The goal is for the small of your back to be flat on your mat and your knees to be out to your sides, and just let gravity do the work. Let's do a few breaths here, you guys. Couple more breaths here. All right, you can drop those feet down. Let's do one more squeeze of our knees into our chest. Inhale one more time, squeeze tight, tight, tight. And exhale, let all limbs fall. Fall down. And just begin to rest. Start to let your breath become shallow. Feel yourself melt into your mat. And begin to feel all of your pressure points on that mat. Your ankles, your calves, up to your thighs, your back, your shoulders, your head, your hands. Allow yourself to relax into the mat. Let your limbs become restful. And I want you to begin to feel the stress and the tightness and the tension and any negative energy that you've been carrying around with you. I want you to feel that start to dissipate. Feel it release from your forehead. Let go from around your lips. I want you to feel your neck become open. Your chest becomes calm. All you feel is the lightness of your breath, the cool air coming in through your nose as you deeply inhale the positivity and the sunshine and the hope. And then you feel that breath release out of your mouth, and with it goes all the toxicity that you might be feeling or seeing around you. Let go of all the worries that have been coming with this time. Anything that's been keeping you bound up and frustrated and anxious and in your own head, I implore you to release it right now. Let it melt away. I want you to imagine your ideal day, your perfect day. What you're gonna do after all this is over and everything goes back to normal. I want you to imagine the people that you're gonna see. How good it's gonna feel to get a hug. How much we're not gonna take for granted the cups of coffee and lunch meetings. How we're gonna be excited to see our coworkers. Soak up those feelings. Remind yourself of all the good that has come before this and all the good that's to come after this. And now I want you to think about yourself. Where are you at right now? Are you taking advantage of this time and working on yourself and putting good into your body and into your mind? Or are you currently working? You're an essential personnel and maybe you're overworked and you're feeling it. You're feeling the stress and the tiredness. No matter where you're at, I want you to take this time to thank yourself. Thank your body. It does so much for us. You do so much for others. This is your time to focus on you. What makes you feel good? Body, mind, spirit. If you need to make a note to remind you, make a note and look at that note daily so that you're always pouring into your cup. We must first pour into ourselves before we're able to pour into others. And as you start to feel the feeling come back into your fingers and wiggle your toes and wake yourself back up from this relaxing practice, I hope that you take that into this week and this month and so on. That is so important for you, and you are so deserving to pour back into your cup, to make sure that you feel the best that you can so that you can perform for everyone that you do things for in your life to the best of your ability. Feel free to stay here if you're done and you want to pop up and namaste, I greet you with a namaste. I thank you so much for practicing with us today, and I thank the Mason for having us. We are going to end this practice and we're going to go whip up some of those energy teas and shakes for you guys, and whenever Vibe is back open, we cannot wait to see you inside. Thank you so much again for practicing with us. If you haven't, get outdoors, get in the sunshine, it's beautiful. Do this practice and let us know what you think. Tag us on Instagram if you do it, or Facebook. Vibe Charleston is Instagram and Vibe Nutrition is Facebook. We would love to connect with you, see what you think about the yoga, about the teas, about the shakes. And if you have any goals that you're wanting to reach, of course, we'd love to help you with that as well, as we are virtually coaching until we are open again. So thank you guys one more time. Namaste. Have an amazing weekend ahead. And we will see you guys later.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.